you're 15. You're in school and you do what everyone else does. You study a little bit for your exams and your classes, and after school you play video games with your buddies, you scroll on TikTok, and before you know it, time passes by and you graduate from high school. You're 18. You haven't developed yourself, and you're thrown out into the world without a clue of what to do with your life. If you're afraid this is going to be you in the future, then I advise you to watch this video. I'm 21, and my teenagehood years are gone. And I believe that I have something of value to tell you by telling you how I believe you should use your teens to the best of your advantage. Part 1, distraction. I wasted a lot of my teens with distractions. I would do every sort of content consumption. I would scroll on YouTube Shorts, and I would just watch long-form YouTube videos that didn't get me anywhere, and I would be playing video games, and I would do this extensively for hours and hours a day. And if I could go back, I wouldn't do those things. This is your most precious time. Right now, in your teenage years, you have so much time, and I know, believe me, I know it doesn't feel like that. I know, I felt like you feel, right? That you don't have that much time, you got school, but trust me, if you just eliminate these things, if you just eliminate pointless scrolling, if you just eliminate gaming that doesn't really fulfill you, and you dedicate just a little bit, even 1 hour or 2 hours a day on something, on your purpose, my God, on developing yourself, you're going to be miles ahead of your friends and your peers by the time that you graduate. You have to cut out these distractions. Trust me, you are not going to think by the time you're 18, I wish I had spent more time gaming. I wish I had spent more time watching and YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. You're not going to wish that. You watch a reel and the next day you forget about it. You don't forget about your achievements. A lot of people have a lot of to just, hacks, tips and tricks to stop watching this and how to minimize. Here's the thing. The main thing, I promise you, is if you don't have a reason for quitting these things, it's never going to work. If you just quit TikTok because people say it's a bad thing, it's not going to work. If you just stop gaming because, I don't know, your mother doesn't like when you spend a bit too much, it's not going to work. You need a strong, core, intrinsic, inside reason for not doing something. And if you need one, just think that when you do those things, by the time you graduate or by the time you go into college or even after college, you're going to regret all of that time that you could have spent to upgrading yourself instead of leveling up in the video game. So, and another thing that is important is, besides having the core reason, you need to find other things to do in the meantime instead of the distractions. Because if you don't find them, then it's just empty space and you're going to fill it up with distractions. So I'm going to tell you 5 things that you could do. Number 1 thing is learning high-value skills. And you can do this by essentially practicing, but also from reading books. These are absolutely, you're going to think YouTube, you can learn things. Absolutely you can, but it's such a slippery slope that I think it's not worth it. Until you're really disciplined about it, it's not worth it. You're going to go there, you're going to get into Shorts and waste time. Just figure out how to read books. That's the first thing. Just figure out how to read first, okay? Anything you have an interest in, buy the book. Get it online, I've heard there are ways you can get books for free online. I'm not sure if it's true, but you get books and you just start reading about those things, okay? Start reading about something that actually interests you, and you start developing, and over time you're going to love reading itself, then you're going to be reading other books, and then you're going to read things, apply them, and over time, because time is your advantage right now, you're going to dedicate yourself. It doesn't need to be absolutely daily. You're going to miss a few days. It's completely fine. But over time, absolutely dedicate yourself, ideally, to one skill. And by the time you graduate, if you're serious about it, you could be an expert. Bro, if you're 15 and from 15 to 18, you practice imagine 2 hours a day, with some days that you don't do it because you're not perfect, on imagine video editing. How good would you be by the time you're 18? Maybe you'd be world class, but maybe you'd be amazing, absolutely amazing. And you could be earning 10K a month, maybe, from the right clients and how to do things, video editing. And now you're 18, you can do whatever you want legally, right? You can do whatever you want. You don't have to listen to go to college or get this job. You're like, no, I want to do this. Imagine being financially free at 18. How cool would that be? So you need to learn high-value skills. One skill that it is amazing is dealing with people, okay? You need to understand that people are involved with everything. Just think about it. You're in school. Teacher, it's a person. Your peers, a person. Everyone, the principal, a person. There's people everywhere, and everything that isn't a person was built by a person, okay? So people are absolutely everywhere. And if you deal, or if you learn to be able to deal, or I'm not even gonna say the word deal. It sounds like it's a burden even. It's not at all. If you learn how to effectively communicate with people, then my God, you're gonna be absolutely way better off in every realm of your life. The second thing you should do is obviously get some good habits into your life. Now, I'm not gonna tell you to just do school and then you just work on one skill and you do nothing else. If you do that, my guess, everyone is different, but my guess is you're gonna be 18, you're gonna be like, oh shit, I wish I had socialized more. So there's absolutely good habits to do. The thing is, there are bad ones like scrolling, which don't give any advantage. There are good habits. For example, like I said, reading. You meditate for like 10 minutes a day. Anyone can do that shit. 10 minutes, like I don't wanna hear it. Meditating for 10 minutes. The gym, if you just go even once a week, twice a week, but you just go a few times a week, the gym. And then socializing, it's amazingly healthy for you. If you just focus on these things, it'll take less time than scrolling. It really will. Because if you scroll for like, 3 hours a day? That's like, what's that, 21 hours a week? That's a lot, that's a long time. And sharing 21 hours doesn't allow you to work on a skill, do gym, meditate, and socialize? It absolutely does. That's like half of a 40-hour work week. 21 hours. So find good habits that are going to develop you as a whole so that everything else in your life improves. The third thing is finding your purpose. The way you do this is by figuring out the things you enjoy, the things you want to get good at, and you just do them. You have no risks. You have no risks. Besides money, of course, time-wise, you have no risks. Learn, try, fail, try again. And imagine, for example, that you did fail, that you didn't achieve something by the time you're 18. You're 18! You're like, your life hasn't even started technically. You're off to college or something and you do the safe option. You forgot you had like 3 years of just hammering it. You have no risk. Take it. It's all an illusion. You've got time on your hands. Go after it. Take risks, act on it, and stop asking for permission. If you're not sure how to find your purpose, free community, link in the description. The fourth thing is to make all of this a routine. You do this because it will become a habit. And when you have a habit, it's easier to do. It's more fun because you don't feel all those negative emotions. Definitely nowhere near as much because your body is used to it. You're not forcing it to get into the feeling of doing something like working out or something. It's just used to that time being working out. So you're gonna feel more energy. You're gonna be feeling more motivated. The way you do this is you make a routine that is still challenging enough so that obviously you grow. You're not gonna make a routine of gaming for 8 hours a day. Obviously, who the fuck does that? But you're gonna make a routine of maybe you implement 1 to 2 good habits for like even for a full month. You just do that. You meditate 10 minutes a day and you work out for 20 minutes a day. That's half an hour. You can slot that in. You can't convince me otherwise. You absolutely can. Half an hour, right? You just do that. And after a month, it's going to start to actually feel like a good habit. And you see, okay, can I implement maybe a bit of gratitude? Can I feel grateful for like 5 minutes of a day? That's 35. And they start doing these things. And after a year even, you're gonna have so many habits that really you just maintain for life. And since they're a habit, you're not forcing yourself to do it. So all of that emotional energy can now be channeled into a single thing, which I believe should be your purpose. So a challenging routine. Also, make it fun. For the love of Christ, make it fun. As best as you could, right? Figure out, okay, let me think. I am not a morning person. When should I work out? 6 a.m. Probably not, right? Do you have more energy in the beginning of the day or at the end of the day? Assuming you're not just scrolling, because everyone has more energy at the end of the day if you're scrolling all night, obviously. I had that, trust me. I thought I was a night owl, I was just addicted to the screen. But naturally, when you have more energy, if it's in the morning, then wake up earlier than you do for school if you can. Obviously, you go to bed earlier as well. And you do those things before school. Are you so drained after school that you can't do these things? Great. It doesn't mean you can't do them. Now you do them before school. Congratulations. Do you have energy after school? And you love lying in a little bit more? Great. Then you wake up as late as you can so that you still get to bed, that you still get to school on time, and then you do the habits after school. You have to figure out what works for you, and you can't do this except, some self-reflection and trial and error. You have to experiment. There's no other way. And the last thing, just don't be degenerate. Don't all of these things. You know what I'm talking about. Just don't do it. Just try to be I'm not a religious person. I'm not going to say try to be holy or anything, but you get what I mean. Try to be someone you're proud of being. Try not to do things that you're not going to be proud of yourself for doing, and it's going to last you a long time. It's better than any tip or trick for self-esteem. It's if you do things that are going to make you ashamed of who you are, the confidence is going to go way down. So try your best not to do that. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, your mission, your way.